For, since, during, and while. Four prepositions that give students problems. Test your knowledge, see if you can fill in the blanks in this paragraph, and if not, don't worry. We'll come back to it at the end of the video and you'll be able to fill it in easily. So here is the paragraph. I have been living in this city 5 years. Everything has changed a lot. I moved here. This summer, I usually go hiking in the mountains and I often listen to podcasts. I'm walking. So if you couldn't finish it, don't worry. Like I said, by the end of this video, you will be able to finish it and we'll go over it again at the end of this video. So can you figure out the meaning from these examples? I have studied English for 3 years. She's been waiting for the bus for over 20 minutes. He worked at the company for 10 years before retiring. So all of these refer to a length of time. So we use for to talk about how long something happens. Okay, the preposition for answers the question how long. And then for pronunciation in spoken English, typically it sounds like fur. So I've been studying English for 3 years. She's been waiting for the bus for over 20 minutes, right? Sounds like furs. And then it's most common in perfect tenses, right? I have lived in Mexico for 3 years, but it works in other tenses too. I was a nurse for 2 years. Again, that's the past simple. I will be in Brazil for a week. That is the future simple. So now for time expressions, okay? You can use it with a specific time for 2 hours, for 3 weeks, and you can also use it with a noun phrase, okay? I have been studying English for a long time. We have been friends for a while, and I have been reading for several years. So now practice, okay? I want you to answer these questions. How long have you been learning English for? Can you think of something you've done for a long time? What's the longest trip you've ever taken for vacation or work? So again, whenever you learn a new word, it's important to use it. So now I want you to practice these questions, okay? Okay, how do you say this word? Since, 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 okay? Some students say sinci, sinci, since. The correct pronunciation is since. So now, based on these examples, how do you think we use since? I have lived in this city since 2020. She's been working here since last Monday. We've been friends since high school. So all of these, right, refer to a starting point. Okay, so we use since to talk about when something began. We also use since only with perfect tenses, okay? So we can use since with the present perfect, we can use it with the present perfect continuous, and we can use it with specific times. I have been awake since 6 a.m. And we can also use it with time phrases, okay, or noun phrases. I have not seen her since the party, right? So again, this action started when there was the party and it still continues now, okay? So now practice, okay? What's something that has changed in your life since last year? Have you been doing anything regularly since a specific date or event? And Can you name a friend you've known since childhood? So now, just as a comparison between for and since, okay? I have lived in Mexico for 3 years. 3 years is the total duration. I have lived in Mexico since 2022, right? 2022 is the starting point, okay? So now, during, okay? Can you figure out the meaning from these examples? I fell asleep during the movie. She stayed calm during the interview. We had a lot of fun during the vacation. So all of these actions happen within an event or activity. So you have a beginning, you have an end, and then something happens within or during this event, okay? So now for the formula or the structure. During plus noun, okay? We do not use a length of time with during. During the class, correct. During 2 hours, incorrect, okay? So now some common pairings. During the summer, I like to go swimming. So again, you have the beginning of summer, you have the end of summer, and during the summer, you like to go swimming, okay? During my childhood, I rode my bike every day. Again, you have the beginning of childhood, the end of childhood, unfortunately, and then within this period, you're riding your bike. So now just for pronunciation, during, it sounds like a soft J, okay? During. And now some examples, right? Tell me, what do you usually do during your lunch break? Can you think of something unexpected that happened during a class or meeting? So now, while. So can you figure out the meaning from these examples? I was cooking while he was watching TV. She called me while I was driving, and he fell asleep while reading. So when do we use while? We use while to show two actions happening at the same time. So now the form, okay? While plus subject plus verb, or while plus verb ing, okay? While I was walking, while walking. And again, it's often used with the continuous tense. And now just answer these questions so you can associate when to use while. What are some things you do while listening to music, right? So maybe you cook while listening to music. Have you ever had a funny or awkward moment while doing something else? And can you multitask? Like studying while cooking or walking while reading. The last one would be nice, but pretty difficult. So now the summary, okay? For how long, right? Duration of time, length of time. Since plus starting point, or since when something began, okay? During, within an event, okay? So again, beginning, end, something happens during, okay? While, two things happening at the same time. So now, do you remember that paragraph from the beginning of the video? Let's see. I have been living in this city for 5 years. Everything has changed a lot since I moved here. During the summer, I usually go hiking in the mountains, and I often listen to podcasts while I'm walking. So thank you for watching this video. I hope it was helpful, and please like and subscribe for more, and see you soon.